They can do what? Do business and facilitate the transactions of unregistered securities. They will not get that framework anytime soon. And the second is that, companies in this space, they like to move fast and break things, but I think that means that they have to be prepared to be held accountable. And you know what, Charles? In Coinbase's own S1 filing with the SEC prior to their IPO direct listing, they knew they'd be on the hook. They actually knew that this was a potential outcome. And thirdly, and most importantly, when it comes to clarity, we do have some, and it is Bitcoin. We know that that is a digital commodity. The SEC has recognized it as such. It is the only token that is truly decentralized. And so if you want to hold it, regulators will not mess with you. If you're an institution, you can hold Bitcoin. If you're a Main Street investor, you can hold Bitcoin. And with everything else, there's uncertainty, there's risk. So proceed with caution.
Yeah, the filing also says that the public statements made by Gary Gensler are not formal guidance, right, or policy statements. And so it's like there is no guidance, and it's hard, as an investor. Even with Bitcoin, there's still a lot of institutions that like to see more clarity, like rules of the road. It's been around long enough that should be out there, particularly when people are being fined or they're subject or could be subject to fines and penalties.
Well, those fines and penalties are only happening with the tokens that are essentially unregistered securities. And when we have more clarity with regards to accounting rules, like with FASB, we are going to see more institutions piling in, and we're already seeing it. We have conferences happening. I'm at one here right now where more companies and more individuals are learning about the benefits of Bitcoin as a form of property and as a store of value.
Let's talk about that. I want your take on the Texas lawmakers voting to add digital currency to that state's Bill of Rights.
Yeah, I applaud Texas, and I think more and more people are really voting with their feet when it comes to states that are recognizing individual liberties, and no government should prohibit the ownership of this technology. This is freedom money, and I think core to our state and national values is freedom. And for me, Charles, honestly, as a first-generation immigrant, Bitcoin is American dream money. And someone very wise once said that in so many other countries, if you're born poor, you die poor. But in America, if you're born poor, or you come here poor like I did, and you get an education and you work hard, you can do and be anything you want. But the only way that we're going to have the American dream is if our freedoms are intact and the right to property is intact, and we're able to save for our future and for our family. And that's what Bitcoin represents. And so I think Texas is leading by example, and I think more states will follow.
I was checking out your Twitter feed. On May 15th, you said, "I haven't checked Bitcoin price in a while, #hold." Is there a different now? Before it was sort of like, not the Wild West, but it just felt like the gold rush, right? Is there more of a sensible approach by folks who are in this to, hey, this is something for the long term, buy it on dips, but you're going to be holding it for a long time?
That's right. It is volatile in the short term, but look at the performance over the last decade. It's outperformed everything. It goes up in one direction while the purchasing power of your dollars is going down. And so I don't even worry about the price. I don't check it anymore. It seems like Bitcoin has turned into a bit of a stable coin in the high 20s, and it doesn't matter. I know that it's my long-term investment and my hedge against the inflation of the money supply. And I'm very, very excited to be teaching more people about Bitcoin this week in Miami.
All right, well, we're always excited to have you on the show too, Natalie. Thanks a lot. Talk to you again real soon.
Thanks so much.
All right, up next, my takeaway.